Well, I think the first one's very nice. I like the composition with the tiger over to the right. I think that's good. It's sharp. It's clean. White balance is way off. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's look at the 3 images. This is nice rhino with a hint of blue, but this is kind of nice. There's a little lighting thing I would do.
Stuff,
yeah, but this one's nice. And I think you just got to bring the owls out a little bit because they're so close to the tree thing. Now, you could say that's
right?
part of the camouflage. Yeah. I know. But
let's just separate them just a little bit.
Just separate them just a little. That's exactly what I was going to say. But let's start with the most egregious thing. Why is this tiger blue? It should not be blue. So here's what you can do. There's a lot of things. Number one is you can just go over here to temperature and move it away from blue. Right there. That's all.
But could you show too, though, if we reset it and just grab the eyedropper and just hit on the blue fur?
Yeah, we can do that as well.
You know, because I mean, that's what you see. Like, you don't even have to slide it. You can just grab that eyedropper and go, that fur's supposed to be white.
Yeah, but it wasn't the fur that was also, look at the background. I mean, everything was blue.
Everything was
all right,
blue.
Just so you know, why is it blue? Why does this happen so often? Because when you shoot in auto white balance, which most of us do, because most of the time it does a really great job, but when you get in the shade and you can tell from the lighting, this animal was in the shade, it makes everything blue. It makes people blue. It makes whatever you shoot blue. Not really the photographer's fault. What could the photographer have done? They could have changed their white balance to shade, and the color would have been perfect. But they didn't. You know, if there's the tiger, I got to take the shot. No big deal, but we got to fix it later.
Yeah.
Now, let's do this again, what Mr. Kuna just asked. Let me go back to the original photo. Let me just choose single view. Let's reset it. And then you get the eyedropper tool right here.
Yeah.
Now, this would be in Lightroom, right? Same as Lightroom. By the way, we're in Camera Raw. It's the exact same thing as Lightroom, so don't freak out. All right, click on the eyedropper tool. And then click it in the blue. Find a nice blue area. Click it in there. And I kind of overdid it, I think. It
overdid it a little bit.
I would bring it back a hair.
What?
Get it? Bring it back a hair.
There you go. You can see, but you can see immediately when you do that, any part of your image, you can see that tint that's on it.
And the other thing I would do is just one other thing. So, and let me just go back to the single image here. While you're here, go to the masking tool. There we go. Go to the masking tool and say select background. And then just darken that or lower the highlights on that background. So it's not the brightest thing in the photo to bring the tiger out a little bit. Just a little bit like that. That's all. And then when you see here, we'll look at the before and after again. See how it's darkened up? It's not quite as bright. And you can, well, here, let me show you. Watch. See, that background is quite a bit darker than it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, but good shot. Still a good shot. Good photographer. Here, I would do two things. I would go select subject, and then I would remove the blue from the rhino by going towards yellow. About right there.
Yep, that's
and
it.
Then I would go add another mask. I would choose a linear gradient. So this is when you want to darken a big area, darken the exposure, and let's not make that dirt a highlight of our photo.
Yeah.
Just kind of bring that back.
Bringing our eyes up to the subject.
Yep, bring our eyes up to the subject. There you go. And you could do the same in the sky if you want, but let's just look at what those two little 60 seconds worth of changes did, right? It darkened this area here, and it got the color more realistic than the blue of the rhino previously. There was one other image, this one, the owls. This will be interesting to see if when we do select subject that it knows the owls.
Does it freak out?
I think it's going to freak out. I don't think it's, oh, it did pretty good. So
and then you could just add to that
right.
selection.
So see this button called add, and this is in Lightroom. It's exactly the same. Click on add, and we'll say brush. And then you'll brush in the rest of the owl. So that's.
Yeah, because it was like, wait a minute, I can't see the rest of the owl.
Yeah,
it's
it kind of freaked. It's camoed. And then maybe just open up the shadows a little bit and the exposure a little tiny, just a little bit. That's all you needed, right? And then you look at the side by side. You can see it's not night and day. It's just a little brighter. So that's all I would do. But overall, photographically, very good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So
compositionally, all
good
that
job.
Good stuff.
Compositionally, good composition, all the good stuff. But we need a little work on the post-processing.